are beginning our final session in just 2 minutes from now. So we request you all to settle down as soon as possible to help us begin the final session hassle-free. Thank you. Of this wonderful conclave. So we've had 5 sessions and our last session is going to be super power packed as well. So without holding up further, let's invite the panelists and moderator on the stage. So our topic for our final session is going to be AI enabled urban governance, transforming public sector delivery and decision making, because the world is going AI and this session is the perfect time to have it. So on that note, let me now invite our moderator who will drive this entire conversation forward. So joining us on the stage as moderator, we have someone who brings over 3 decades of experience in urban governance, climate action and sustainable development, working with governments, development partners to all across to be resilient in low carbon and resource efficient cities. Joining us on the stage, please put your hands together and welcome the Deputy Secretary General of the ICLEI and the Executive Director of the ICLEI South Asia, Mr. Emani Kumar on the stage. Big claps on the stage to welcome sir as he comes forward to moderate. Yes, a warm welcome to you, sir. Floor is all yours to take over. On that note, let's welcome our panelists coming up. So we have one panelist who is joining us virtually all the way from Russia. So let's have his introduction go forward first. So we have joining us virtually Mr. Dmitry Ontoev, advisor to the head of the Department, Information Technologies of Moscow, Government of Moscow, Russia. Can we have a clap in the house for him as he comes up on the screen very shortly? So while we bring sir on the screen, yes, he's here. A warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Moscow, Russia. Moving on to our next panelist, we have someone on the stage with over 3 decades of experience in public administration, policy development, and this person has held key roles across positions like finance, urban development, and institutional reforms. Joining us on the stage, we have the Additional Chief Secretary, Urban Development Department, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Aseem Gupta, IAS. Big claps in the house as we welcome the gentleman on the stage. Moving on to our next panelists coming up on the stage, we have someone who brings over 2 decades of consulting experience and specializes in digital government and emerging technologies with additional experience in aerospace, defense, homeland security as well. Joining us on the stage, we have with us the partner and lead digital government advisory KPMG on the stage, Mr. Abhishek Verma. Big claps in the house for this gentleman on the stage. So 3 of them on the stage. We have our final panelists coming up on the stage. We have someone who brings extensive experience in urban policy and planning and having served as the municipal commissioner in Vijayawada, Visakhapatnam and Hyderabad as well. He is here to share with us his thoughts on this lovely topic. Please put your hands together and welcome the former Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Sameer Sharma on the stage for us. So 4 of them on the stage, 1 virtually. Sir, the floor is all yours to take over.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And I just want to congratulate Mumbai First for organizing this very well-attended BRICS summit. I know that I was part of the BRICS Urban Conclave, which has happened a few years back and also recently in Delhi. And I'm happy that most of the BRICS countries have joined this particular session here. But important thing is this session is very good session. I'll say AI-enabled urban governance, transforming public services delivery and decision making. But unfortunately, the time I will say is immediately after the lunch. So I have 3 speakers here and also 1 speaker from Russia online. I hope they will make sure that you all awake. Not going into sleep. So that's one point I just want to add to all our colleagues, my colleagues on stage and also online with Mr. Dmitry. And I will make sure on my part as a moderator that we will have maybe some question answer session, if at all, if we have the time, with all our speakers, if they can stick to the time what been allocated to them, so that we can have a question answer on that. But before I give it to, maybe I will start. We have only one foreign speaker from the BRICS country, Russia, Mr. Dmitry. So I will start with him, and then I will go to all our colleagues online here on the stage, actually, on that. Can I just ask all of you, maybe I'll just say good afternoon to everyone. I'm just checking like how many are sleeping or how many are listening with me. Unfortunately, only 30% responded. Maybe I'll use again. I'll say good afternoon to all of you. All the front benches have, front chair people have said yes, good afternoon. But back still, I think they are just waking up after a good lunch, I think, on that. But anyway, without wasting any time, my name is Emani Kumar. I'm Deputy Secretary General with ICLEI, ICLEI Local Governments for Sustainability, which is a city association all over the world, and we are the network partners to this particular event. I just want to thank again the organizers for giving us a chance to work with all of you. And we are happy that we talked to all the BRICS countries people, and a lot of them as speakers have come here. I just want to thank all those speakers who have come from international and also the local people on that. So we work very closely with city and provincial governments and also some national governments in the world. We are more than 2,600 city governments in the world as a network, and spread to 125 countries. And working very closely for the last 36 years with either provincial government or city government or national governments on how do we make difference, how do we make sustainability as a major theme in their activities, in their actions on ground on that. So to do this, obviously we are working very closely with the mayors all over the world, city CEOs or commissioners, what we call in India. And they have spent a lot of time in executing those activities in those cities. Either it can be water supply or transport or building energy efficiency or waste management, how the trucks are moving, all those things. They used to spend a lot of time, collect the data, where the truck is, where the water tanker is, where the efficiency, whether it's happening or not in the pumping systems. All that is not a small thing for the commissioner or a mayor or a CEO of a city to do that. But things are started changing on the governance front, on the action front, on various cities and the subnational governments. So today, I'm happy that we are talking about AI-enabled urban governance, especially on the public services delivery and the decision-making thing. And I'm happy that we have very two policy makers on ground, I'll say that, Mr. Aseem Gupta ji and Samir Sharma ji. In and out, they have worked on the policy front and on the implementation front, also on the ground. They're saying, just Gupta ji, I'm talking about, he was the commissioner, municipal commissioner in 6 cities, you said, and Samir Sharma ji is also was the municipal commissioner and also chief secretary at Andhra Pradesh, which is also one of the role model here on the IT related actions, IT related activities, so these are the best people. I'll say that we should listen to on how the AI and enabled urban governance is taking place. And we also have Mr. Abhishek Verma. He's from KPMG and globally he's looking after the AI related activities. So he's going to talk about more on what's happening globally and how do we bring it to city level or maybe on ground action vision from through the AI thing, and how we can help, and what is happening on that particular front on that. ICLEI also has done a lot of activities. I don't want to get into too much of details here, but we also worked on a Geo AI toolkit for urban planners, where along with the UN Habitat and ICLEI European office, to help the planners to do a spatial planning using AI toolkit, and to ensure that actually how environmental risks and optimize the city smart zoning also on that. We also have worked on the local digital twins from the European office again, on the EU mission on the climate neutral smart cities, looking into the 3D mapping and digital twin within the city governments to look after how the actions can be fast-tracked or implemented in a more sustainable way on this. So with these few examples, maybe I will ask Mr. Dmitry, who is joined online. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Please go ahead, sir. I will ask you, maybe you are on the online one, so if you can give your presentation in next 10 minutes, and then maybe if there are any questions to you, immediately we will pick it up, and then we will come back here. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Excellency, dear panelists, esteemed guests. My name is Dmitry Ontoev. I'm the advisor to the IT Minister of Moscow government. Actually, I'm responsible for the digital and AI strategy and for international cooperation in Moscow government. So it's a great honor for me to speak here at the BRICS Friendship Cities Conclave, especially at the section concerning AI in urban governance. We are very, we like to, use AI in all the spheres of Moscow development, and today I would like to share some of the examples with you. And we attach great importance to the partnership with India and to strengthening cooperation between our cities. I've been several times to India, and next time a high-level delegation from Moscow will be present at the INNOPROM India in New Delhi in the next months. So today I would like to share some of the experience that we have in Moscow, and I would like to show you some of the things that we do here in Russia. So do you see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, Moscow is one of the largest megacities in the world. Actually, not as large as Mumbai, but we are still one of the biggest in the Northern Hemisphere. And apart from the constant population, from the 13 million people who live in Moscow day to day, we have a very big influx of tourists, of migrants, of seasonal workers, of students, and so on, and so on, and so on. We are very big and very dynamic, and the only way to efficiently manage such a huge city is with the use of digital technology, and AI is the foremost of those technologies. For us, a smart city is a combination of management system and supporting digital solutions. So my department, my IT department, is implementing digital technologies in all the spheres of city development. We have more than 300 digital projects annually and more than 130 projects with AI in all the spheres of city development, ranging from healthcare and construction management to security, economy, social support, and so on, and so on, and so on. Here you have a QR code with a special link to a database of Moscow AI projects. We also provide our Russian AI companies with Moscow data sets for AI training, so that we can share our data and our experience to create better services in the commercial sector that will be used by the cities. We have started this journey, the journey of digital technologies, with the main portal of Moscow. This is called mos.ru. This is a single window for interaction between city and a citizen. And with this portal, we can provide electronic services online, ranging from, for example, electronic medical record or online scheduling and rescheduling your appointment to a doctor, to, for example, getting a building permit, getting a license, submitting your data, and so on, and so on, and so on. So with this portal and with the range of the services and systems that we have in the city, we have enormous amounts of data that we can use with AI to create better services for the citizens. One of the things that we have is the Moscow Digital Assistant. This is a Russian large language model, generative AI, that not only helps you to answer questions about a city. You can get services in a dialogue with a digital assistant. For example, getting your housing records, viewing the payment documents, requesting several services, and so on, and so on, and so on. No human is involved in this process. This is just an interaction between a citizen and AI assistant in the city portal. We are very proud of our usage of AI in healthcare. We have complete medical records for more than 20 million of people who had contacts with Moscow healthcare system. And with this data, we are able to create digital systems for doctors and for patients. For example, we have a special computer vision system that helps doctors to diagnose better X-ray, MRI, and computer tomography scans. This system encompasses all the medical imaging that we have in Moscow. It has matching accuracy of more than 95%, actually better than an average doctor in an average clinic. And this system allows the doctor to get in like 5 or 10 minutes a complete analysis of a medical scan in 45 medical areas. For example, the system can help doctor to diagnose better some illnesses that are visible on the medical images. We also have clinical decision support system that helps doctor to make better diagnosis during their interactions with patients, and a lot of other systems. For example, the computer vision platform Mosmet AI is available for the Russian regions, for other cities apart from Moscow, because the president of the Russian Federation, His Excellency Vladimir Putin, was so impressed with this technology that he ordered the mayor of Moscow to make the system available to all the Russian cities. That's why we are able to help Russian doctors to be better with their radiology skills. We also use AI in school education. We have one of the largest learning management systems in the world, with electronic school diary and electronic journal and students and school children portfolios. And the system, the AI system, helps children to get better knowledge in specific areas. They analyze the gaps in knowledge in English and math and some other curriculum items. And the system provides the children with specific housework and with specific exercise to close these gaps. We also use AI for urban tasks management. We have a very big CCTV system. We have more than 300,000 cameras under my department throughout Moscow. And all those cameras are linked in a single system with AI. We use it not only for security, but for day-to-day tasks. For example, detecting illegal graffitis, detecting dirty road signs, detecting some bad conditions on road, and so on, and so on, and so on. It helps us reduce the workload of human inspectors and to get rid of human factors so that an AI algorithm can help us to better maintain the city. One of the biggest projects that we have here, I hope you see the video, is the digital twin. Mr. Kumar spoke about ICLEI's work on digital twins. We are partnering, we are in discussions with ICLEI Europe on Moscow digital twin, because we believe that digital twins are the future of city governance. Actually, Moscow's digital twin is a complete 3D model of the city. We update it twice a year with drones, with aerial photography, and the system is used by the mayor of Moscow himself. Most of the city's managing decisions are made using the digital twin, ranging from approval of new construction, as you can see here. We have a photorealistic plan of new construction that has been submitted to the mayor for approval, a BIM model with all the data. But we use the digital twin for different areas and for different projects, from modeling of city development to managing security of major events or planning new traffic lines. We have more than 9,000 data layers within the digital twin. Data layers help us to put all the data that the city knows about itself on a complete 3D model. One of the AI services that we have in the digital twin is called generative engineering, where we use generative AI to select any area of the city. Then within this selection, we can put the system puts generative building blocks on parameters that you can set, like height of the buildings, the ratio of housing and administrative buildings, and so on, and so on, and so on. The system analyzes the selected area. The system sees the red lines, like water protection zones, like national parks, like major roads and intersection. And then the system provides us with the standardized building blocks in this area. This is used by the mayor of Moscow and by Moscow architects to see how can we use this area, how this area can be managed by the city development. And then the AI analyzes all the parameters of the proposed building, of the proposed neighborhoods, like the area of housing, like how many parking lots do we need, how many seats and beds in hospitals do we need, how many places in schools do we need, and so on, and so on, and so on. The system helps us to predict the development of the city in the future. We also use AI for different things, like monitoring construction waste, like monitoring public transport, like monitoring all the things that happen within the city. So we use the digital twin to try to see what the city is right now online and what the city will be in the next few years. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your patience. I hope you can visit Moscow's booth at Innoprom India, where I will be able to show you the esteemed guests and the esteemed speakers, all the projects that we have in Moscow, especially the digital twin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. A round of applause to Mr. Dmitry. Is there any pressing question to him? Any question you want to ask him? No? Okay. school driving. School diary. Can you answer more information on that? Maybe in 1 minute, Mr. Dmitry.
Yes, we have complete electronic school diaries with curriculums, with homework, and with marks and grades that the school children received. The system is used both by the children, by their parents, and by teachers. Right now, the system is used in like 20 Russian regions apart from Moscow. And we have more than 10 million users of this system online. So you can use this platform to see what are the marks of your children, what the children have, what your child has as a homework, what are his nearest activities, and so on and so on and so on. So this is electronic school diary.
Thank you, Mr. Dmitry. And if we have any questions, we will come back. Thanks again on that. Sir, I'm coming to you, Sir Aseemji. You were worked as a municipal commissioner in 6 cities. You were also now the additional chief secretary on the urban development department. Maharashtra has like a Viksit Maharashtra 2047. And you must have handled the issues on ground at all the city level when you were the commissioner. And now you are at the urban development secretary at the state level. So how do you see AI is going to help to the city governments or at the state level? And what are you working on to help the citizens to address all the issues? Maybe if you can answer this.
See, whether we like it or not, AI is going to be a part of us, and all governance will have to reorient itself for AI, right? So it is how ready are we, and how far do we go along that path? Very frankly, at this moment, AI, I'll say, it is being used to a certain extent, but at this moment it is more of learning it, ensuring that all our employees, everybody including us, they get to know of this technology more and more. So I don't know whether you know it or not, but 2 months back, Government of India actually started a lot of AI courses for government officers, so that it has to deepen its reach in all echelons of government. Secondly, and I will say this, saying that when we are discussing and we are moving some systems on AI, especially like building permissions and other things, when we are moving them to AI, we don't really at this moment understand how to go about it fully. It is also like, this is what AI does, right? AI does something, then it learns from itself, then there's a feedback loop, and then it goes on improving. This is what is happening today. So some experiments, lot of experiments has started for AI. How it will evolve finally is little in future. But government of Maharashtra especially has adopted AI in the full thing. There is an AI mission which has been accepted, AI policies in place. All the government officers are being trained, all the government servants are being trained in that. And slowly services are moving on to AI. Luckily, we already have a lot of computerized systems, right? They are not intelligent systems, but there are a lot of computerized systems, like all the services of ours, all the services, almost 400 plus services are there online, which you go and generally take online from our systems. All our payments are online. Our DBT system is online. Again, I sincerely think the fundamental infrastructure on which the whole AI, IT system is based is quite robust, and Government of India has done great in having fundamentals in place. Like 3 fundamentals which we have in place is like we have identity in place. So all our computer system now, they are based on Aadhaar systems. We have come up with another thing called golden record. So now every citizens, all the records anywhere, in whichever department, if you have ever interacted with any department, all that is there in one particular location. So we know that what you told the other department and what was your need from the other department. So fundamentally, identity of everybody has been done. the payments have become very smooth. So everything is DBT now. Almost every money which is spent by government is electronic money, and so fundamentally, I will say that technologically all the infra is there. The experimentation which are going on are mostly in which is citizen facing. Like most of our chatbot or other things have moved to AI enabled ones and voice. Especially, I think Maharashtra is done fantastic in AI in agriculture. Uh, and it is considered as a role model for this. So so crores of we have around 1.2 crore farmers who are active on it. So they almost interact with our AI system daily. We have information about everything which is happening in any farm at this moment. So I guess AI has attitude-wise, government of Maharashtra has actually adopted it full-heartedly. There is, especially with the current government, actually Honorable CM is almost like AI first kind of a government. It is forcing us. There are a lot of debate also, like we had certain teams like from OpenAI coming and visiting and telling us. And then other thing for startups and all having more and more GPUs being made available to our startups and other things. But I will tell you one very frank admission. At this moment, we are trying. There is, if you ask me, what all can be moved into AI-based system in urban governance, there's a very thin line. Computerization is almost 80-90%. Like almost everything we do, we have SCADA systems like BMC for all water supply systems. We have all project management systems on computer. Everything is moving around electronically. So there's huge data. But how much is the AI part is going to take it over? How comfortable would be officers at different level to give like at this moment what is being attempted is we have e-office system. So all the files I take out are on my iPad, right? So every decision is taken here. So all my comments, everything is there. So one other thing which our chief secretary today, like he's a computer engineer himself from Powai. So he is saying that all this, whatever I have done, whatever I put in last 1 year, that is to be fed into the AI system, and AI should next time kind of suggest me, right? These are the things which are being tried, and at this moment, because this is little uneasy also. If you frankly ask me, it's little uneasy also. So I will simply say that is one technology which cannot be avoided. So it will be fully, fully kind of attitude-wise, we want to adopt it. We don't fully understand it. When OpenAI and other guys, when they came and they gave us free tools and all, then the huge discussion was if we are going to spend our time and our data to train your things, whether it will become available to other guys also, or I'm getting married to them for good. Is it that after I start using any, like just an example, OpenAI system, and if I start interacting with that and give all my data to that, tomorrow, because government is very, very wary of creating any monopoly. Monopoly, except of government, is a no-no, right? So we do not really know how to go about it. We have heard and we are discussing a lot about the sovereign AI and all. But these are the things, because the first time, a technology is little causing unease. Till now, all the technologies which luckily my career has spanned since 1994 till date, there is a huge technology change. What we used to do in the beginning 30 years back and what we do today. And I've seen how we adopt, we sometimes delay adoption, we sometimes adopt full-heartedly, sometimes all kind of things happen. But right from the first computerization, we used to, you may laugh about it, but in 94 so there were computers to be bought. Most of the officers bought computer because AC came along with it. So, and then there was so much of a thing about using, then PPT became a way of life. But before that, there was a lot of part resistance, part this, and then how do you train people who are in 50s, frankly, like me, in the new technology. But everybody understood that this technology is good. Frankly, now if you ask me, I don't really know how people used to govern without the help of IT. It is impossible to reach. We have 15 crore people out there, right? How do you ensure that whatever we do, how do we ensure that we tell everybody this is what government is doing and this is why the hell are we doing it? So I don't really know how it used to happen, especially in Maharashtra and in India. The scale is so huge that without this, it is impossible to believe that we can do. But Maharashtra has done reasonably well so almost 80 to 90% of my work is fully IT based. Decision making systems are also IT based. But first time somebody is asking me to let go of my decision making to something, right? Like one other thing which we are doing, which is a good experiment, is whether my building permissions can be given by AI. So you must have heard BMC started that experiment. So an architect, he doesn't come to me first. He goes to my AI system, he puts in his plan, and he knows this plan is going to be sanctioned. Or he knows that this plan has this kind of thing. Then he improves and he kind of submits it back. So there is very few things in which you can actually kind of say no to that. So this is going to be an issue. We are not going to be very simple in letting away our decision making to pass on to this thing. This is a frank admission, because not only for other wrong reasons, but for the right reason also. Because if it goes wrong, then who is responsible, right? So we are learning. There is a new company which has been made, Marvel company, which is supposed to do for AI. We have been given all 5-6 biggest tools of AI to all the officers, like cloud and other things are available to us. We have been given all the accesses to those these things, and we have been allowed to experiment with it. But I will say we will also grow with that. It is our also learning phase which is going on. But it is a little exciting also to be at present. So when the AI guys, just to tell you, when the AI guys, when the OpenAI guys came and they explained a lot of things. So the first question which came to my mind is, when is AI going to replace you? And the second question is, when is AI going to replace me? And the third is, when is the AI going to replace the bosses? Right? Because the way it is going, and frankly, it is huge. It is a huge change. It's a huge change. I'll tell you one more example. EV policy, right? Government of Maharashtra came up with EV policy when it was being discussed. The EV policy was made by the department and it was being discussed. So I was just sitting next to ACS Finance, and then we just thought for the thing, let's write just one simple prompt to Chat GPT, please make AI policy. So please make EV policy for Government of Maharashtra. It made it 10 seconds, and frankly, it was almost 85% the same. And it was not bad. It was really not bad. So it is fundamentally changing we are doing it about it. I just hope that whoever are the guys who are making these tools or who are making this happen, there are enough guardrails, right? Because we, as government officers, we do not really know too much about it, but we are using it. So the data which we are putting up and other things, I hope there are enough guardrails there. And I will be candid in admitting that in an attempt to go ahead and embrace it fully, whether we are unintentionally letting some data or something go out of our head, right? But that fear cannot stop us also from adopting. We cannot say that, okay, I will become the ultimate boss of the whole technology, understand, then only I will do. So this is that phase. So it's a collective kind of a responsibility even for the developer and whoever are doing that, as well as us, as well as the consultants and everybody who's here. So we have to ensure that I am just that kind of, sometimes that fear creeps in.
Thank you, sir. A big round of applause to Mr. Aseem ji for giving the practical examples, I'll say that, and how he is facing. I think that's from the horse's mouth where the policies and how it is going to be impacted in AI. Maybe if I ask one supplementary question before we go to Abhishek, how is the response from the public? Because you are urban development secretary, so are they asking for it, or are they saying I don't want this?
They actually, frankly, they are loving it. Well, I can tell you the greatest example is farmers, right? You don't expect them to be that savvy or something, but they are loving it. Just imagine, like there are 1 crore plus active guys. Every day, almost 13, 14 chats happen. They ask questions. So this is huge. I sincerely think public is going to love it in the beginning. At least when all the things are like, these are the efficiency which comes in. So they're going to love it. They are loving it. The response is huge. After few times, after few years, when we have actually done that of thing, and then when maybe if it starts encroaching a little bit on your thing, there may be something. But at this moment, in the beginning, it's going to be a honeymoon period.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your intervention, sir. And good to know that things are moving in the AI direction at the government level and also at the public side. Yeah, let us hope for the best. I think that's what everybody can wait for. Mr. Abhishek, thank you for joining us, and you are from the KPMG, and I know that you are working very closely with a few of the governments, both at the state level and international level. So I just want to ask you, I know that you have a presentation which you are going to show it, but as a advisory and implementation standpoint, what are the primary institutional and financial bottlenecks for the cities are going to face when implementing the AI solutions? And how is it like, what's your advice? Because one of the point Aseem has mentioned is the data. Actually, is the data, how is it going to be controlled, and what is that we can do? Or what is that cities should keep it in mind when they're incorporating the data into the AI system on that particular front? If you can give your idea, your experience, please.
So, do you want me to cover through the presentation?
Please.
Or
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can. You have 10, 12 minutes. Maybe if you can
Okay.
show the presentation and cover these points.
I don't know who's going to put it up. You have the presentation? So, just a quick introduction. Pleasure to be here. Thanks to Mumbai First. What I do is I lead the digital consulting in public sector space in India. And as part of that, we advise and support implementation of AI and related technologies for central government, state government, and PSUs. And very privileged to have two senior eminent personalities from that fraternity with me on the stage as well. As part of that, we also advise in bringing the digital service delivery to citizens. Also support a lot of upgrade in terms of digital infrastructure solutions, which essentially means data centers. So data centers, a lot of data centers are coming for refresh, tech refresh, brownfield or greenfield, which are being set up bottoms up. And everything is now centered around AI. Similarly, government is also upgrading its network backbone. So there also we support. And finally, we also are privileged to support the India AI mission on the compute pillar. So India AI mission has different pillars. So on the compute side, our teams support. So with this, I have a small presentation to make, but let me just get hold of my diary. I have 2 points here. So what I will do is I'll keep my presentation brief. We have a short time as well. What I will talk about the overall where the AI is going globally and bringing it to the urban context post that. And finally, we'll discuss that why AI is important to cities. And I would, I really appreciate what Aseem sir has already spoken about the importance of AI, where it has reached, how far it can go, and finally, will it take over everything or not? And finally, I'll end up my presentation with 3S, which I feel are very important in today's AI space, especially related to cities. First is security, second is sovereignty, and third, what I feel is equally important, is sustainability. So, with these three in mind, let's quickly go ahead. Now, maybe I can just talk about a bit and give you the scale of AI. A lot of us who are in my generation or senior to me would have heard about, in our early days, investments in millions of dollars in tech and tech related infrastructure. And we would really look with wide eyes and really in awe of what's going to come in the tech sector. As we grew up, we started hearing investments in cloud, investments in IT applications, in social platforms, in billions of dollars. And we never could have imagined that in our lifetime we will hear investments, real dollars in trillion dollars terms. And that's the power of AI, how it has really leapfrogged the complete investment cycle. I mean, in real infrastructure terms, if we see the terafab which is being planned in US is almost like tens of trillions of dollars. We would have not even been able to imagine the kind of money flowing in. So some of the figures just want to give you a sense of how AI is evolving purely in terms of the investment. We can see almost 580 billion dollar investment which is coming in. Just look at the Gen AI population, which has imbibed AI so fast, almost 3 to 4 times faster than what we have seen in the past. But maybe a little bit of more interesting slide is ahead. I'm going to come back to this a little later. Um, okay, maybe I'll just see if it is there. Okay, fair enough. So I'll just verbally say a very interesting research done by Stanford University, which compares the investment in cloud versus AI. So what they say is, if you look at cloud, the very bottom of investment, which is done in the semis layer, which is the semiconductor layer, is around $80 billion, and it leads to a related investment in infrastructure, and on the application side, almost $600 billion. So it's like an inverted pyramid. But what is happening in AI today? The pyramid is like this: almost 700-800 billion of investment has gone into the semis. It has produced some 300 all odd billion of investment in infrastructure. And in terms of apps, it's around $80 billion. So the pyramid is like this, and the world is now waiting, will it flip over just like cloud or not? And that's where the point what Aseem sir was making, it's actually absolute monopoly at the bottom. The semis layer is completely monopolized by one company. And so is the application layer as well, because we have only few players. So those are the concerns with respect to AI. But coming back to why AI is important for cities, because we all know almost 40% of our population will move into cities by 2030. Almost 70% of our GDP, that's what they say, by 2030, will be produced by cities. So that's the importance why cities are so crucial to AI, and AI is there to stay. But let's see what is clicking in the cities in terms of AI. So if we look at how cities are adopting AI, these are the low hanging fruits. And as Aseem sir also alluded to that, the first and very important application which cities are adopting across the world are on the traffic side. So almost all cities, including the cities in BRICS, are struggling with congestion. And it is a lot of data is being produced by our traffic signals, by our cars, by autonomous vehicles. But it is the AI layer which is now going around and helping cities in reducing these bottlenecks, as well as implementation of intelligent traffic lighting systems. And those are being implemented not only in India, but in other BRICS countries. Similarly, another application which we are seeing is on the policing side. So I was sitting with the senior most police official of a very large state just few days back, and we were just discussing how use of AI is making life easy for normal citizen. What he said is that when a citizen comes and approaches a police station for a simple thing like a FIR, now he says, as the citizen speaks, the AI system transliterates whatever he's saying, and this is this is using the India AI stack, the Bhashni, people who know about it. It is transliterating exactly what he's saying. At the same time, to the investigating officer, AI is also showing that what all acts he can apply against this. He's suggesting it. System is suggesting him. Finally, it is a human in the loop is going to do it. But the fact is that the AI is making the system so easy to use for citizen and so beneficial for the police officials that as a technology is going to stay. So there is no moving away from it. Another example, what he gave on the policing side, is that he says, look, whenever we have a large procession, and it's very common to India, coming from one state, one side of the state to the another, we are literally all our energies are invested in managing that because we don't know what trouble is going to create across the route. So by having the right data sets, AI is able to tell us that, okay, along these routes, these are the hotspots where the trouble can be created. These are the circle of influencers, the negative ones who are going to create trouble for the procession. But at the same time, it is also helping us with a circle of positive influencers. So all I need to do is spend a little bit of energy managing those positive influencers, and I can really reduce the impact of these kinds of processions which happen, almost every other day. Finally, what he said, we are also able to create a database of hotspots, the crime hotspots, and now we are able to use our resources more effectively to police those. So those are on the policing side. What also are some of the important areas are citizen engagement. So we are seeing that a very small application like AI chatbot, based again on our own domestic stack, is able to engage citizens in a much better way. And we ourselves are very privileged. We have implemented AI chatbots for Pradhan Mantri's Prayas portal. Even on the Nyay Setu, the AI chatbot has been developed and deployed by us. And it's in a very helpful conversational manner is able to guide citizens about whatever help they need from those portals. But at the same time, to the officials also, whatever is the grievance gets categorized as per the right department and is sent to them, and finally the overall tracking is done. Finally, another very important application which is riding the AI wave in cities are the planning side. So cities today are able to create digital twins and plan their the construction of greenfield spots, as well as do the renovation of the brownfield spots in a very, very organized manner. Otherwise, it is very difficult to bring everything together, whether it's water utilities, electricity, road network, everything together and plan. So that's what the AI applications are helping the cities. I'll just see if I need something more. Yeah. So, but let me try to finish the argument of AI on by giving you the challenges which cities today are facing, and I'm sure Aseem sir and Sameer sir would later on amplify that from their real world experience as well. What we realized, there is no good AI without good data, and I think that's the question you asked me. So I parked it towards the end. And wherever AI is successful, the data has to be really presented to it in a coherent, structured manner. And data from all sources has to come together. And that is exactly the problem our cities are facing. So data at many places is manual, which is being digitized, but it has to be digitized with the right standards so that applications are able to talk to each other and the AI layer is able to make the best use of it. So what is also an issue we are seeing is the very high operational cost on the AI side. Now, I'm just coming back to the point I was making. The AI world today is unfortunately in the hands of very few firms, and the kind of expenditure our cities can incur can really go very high. I mean, forget about government. One of the private firms spend around 500 million in as a token expenditure before they could realize what hit them. So that's the kind of challenge which our cities face towards adopting AI. There are solutions like using local LLMs, but for that, there's a lot of training and handholding is required for the cities, and that's. But ultimately, we'll find that for smaller application, that's the way to go. So I'll move ahead. So these are some of the leading practices across the big countries we can see. Mostly along the lines which I said. For example, Tokyo is implementing technologies where sensors are placed on waste bins so that the trucks which come for collection knows which route to take and which route not to take. We are seeing similar applications being rolled out across the world, which are along the lines of policing, waste management, citizen engagement. So I'll maybe skip these slides. I've already spoken about them. This also is mostly covered. So I'll come to my last point, which is, as I said, 3S: security, sovereignty, and sustainability. So as we go along adopting AI technologies in cities, what is really important is the security aspect of it. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about the news where AI model escaped the sandbox environment and it went and hacked another firm, and it took them a week to realize that the AI model has really hacked their system for the OEM. It has escaped the sandbox environment, which is so crucial. So security aspect is very important because once we hand over a lot of IT systems applications to AI, if the human is not in the loop, it can really create havoc. There are news reports of large scale water networks in US being hacked as we speak. They are blaming it on the country with whom they are fighting a war, but that's the level of that's the power AI has today in unleashing destructive forces. So security is a very important aspect. Second, I will quickly touch about is sovereignty. As we go ahead, and sovereignty is slightly different than security because as we go ahead, we adopt more and more AI in our systems and applications. We become more reliant on the underlying layer, and if we understand the layers of AI, it starts right from the energy infrastructure, then it goes up to data centers, it goes up to the before the data centers come the semiconductor layer, data centers, applications, and usage by various citizens. So across the layer, if we see, sovereignty may not come immediately on the infrastructure side, on the semiconductor side, but a lot of sovereignty can be ensured with help of local models and the applications which are built on it. So that's a very important aspect for cities, including ours as well as BRICS, to take care of that. And finally, my point is regarding sustainability, because large scale adoption of AI means large infrastructure large investment in infrastructure, which essentially means large data centers and hardware across the country. And it itself has an impact on the sustainability part of the cities. We are seeing it across cities in US, wherever large scale data centers have been established. There are reports of water shortage, there are reports of power shortage, there are even reports about sound complaints being done by the citizens across. So I think that's more or less I wanted to talk about today's topic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek, for giving us what's happening all over the world. And if I can ask you one supplementary question, actually, because on the sustainability front, India is now, there are a lot of data centers coming up in various cities in India. I come from a city from Visakhapatnam originally, yeah, though I live in Delhi, but there's a big Google AI center is coming up there. So what's your suggestion to a lot of cities here, city mayors, city commissioners here? What is your suggestion? Yes, because the last point you left it at the sustainability.
Okay, so I thought that question would be better answered by the eminent gentleman on my left and right.
No, I will go to them. But what is your, as a private person, what is your suggestion there?
So I think, if you just look at from the AI should always be tackled as layers, as Jensen Huang always says, a 5-layered cake. Now you start at the very bottom. What is required is energy. Unless we are sovereign on the energy side, we will not be able to handle the entire stack as sovereign. That's relevant for all the BRIC countries. So most important that we have to ensure that we have the clean energy, right energy for AI. Otherwise, we'll end up tapping the precious resources which are meant for our cities, for our other industries. So clean solar energies or other forms of renewable energy is very important, I would say. We are particularly not that efficient on managing other aspects of other environmental aspects. So when it comes to effluent across the data centers, which are not many, but yes, they still are there because there is a huge environmental impact in the kind of construction which goes in, the kind of hardware which goes in, HVAC systems, fire systems. So those checks and balances are very important. And finally, the community around them, because there was a news article that almost half of the new data centers were cancelled in last few months in US, largely on grounds of the complaints of the community around them. So community engagement is also very important.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Samir sir, I'm coming to you, and I know you as the additional secretary in the government of India launched the smart cities. You worked very closely with you also, sir. And from there you moved to Andhra Pradesh, which is also one of the IT enabled, and you worked very closely with the state government, with e-Seva and bringing together. And recently I was so happy and I listened to your presentation in Delhi at the 50 years of National Institute of Urban Affairs along with Mr. P.K. Mishra ji and all of them. You gave us a lot of examples what is happening with the data and how AI is going to help the cities. But you left a final statement in the presentation. It is also going to create some problems to the city governments, because you have all the data now, how to solve that issues on the waste management, on the traffic, I think something which Abhishek was also talking about. So we just want to hear from you, what's your experience and what is your advice to the cities, not only in India, but also for other BRICS countries, sir. The floor is yours, sir, please.
चलता है I'll just take 7 to 9 minutes, and what I'll do is I'll have a zoom out view and a zoom in view. Zoom in view you'll be able to relate very well because it's at the ground. The zoom out is a little more abstract view, and you can ask me more on that later. It's what we called the mental models or the theories. Works? Thank you. So, we are going to talk of smart solutions. Now, this word was coined in 2014-15 when we were making the smart cities. What is a smart solution? A smart solution is something which helps a decision maker to make a decision. So just making a city command control center is not enough. We have 100 city and command control centers. They were used a lot during COVID, but otherwise not being used to their potential. So we're going to work on this idea of a smart solution, and it has three parts. It has a technique component, it has a digital component, and then the AI component. And I am arguing today that unless you have the technique component and you just put AI, it creates a lot of unintended consequences and unknowns. Okay, now, so this is the triangle we work with. So it's very important to have what we call techniques or procedures, operating procedures in place. Then you add the digital technology, and then let me give you an example. Other day, a police officer was telling me they put all these cameras. As a result of the cameras, the street patrolling has stopped because they just wait. Anybody commits a crime, they have the photograph, they catch him or her. So you see, I mean, there's no street patrolling now. You have a burglary, you catch this person's face somewhere in some camera and then locate the person. So you have to have the procedure in place, then you digitalize, and then you use AI. I'll give you some examples, very, very street level examples. So what's a technique? A technique is a practical skill to solve particular problems. And these are techniques. Also, I'll talk of one or two techniques, but there are a repertoire of 20-25 techniques which you use in cities. I'm only talking of cities at this point of time. And they have been assembled from the successful practices of officers, like he has worked in 6. So, you ask him to do something, he will do it. You ask Aseem to tell, possibly he'll not be able to tell. But you tell him to do it, he'll do it. Why? Because it's tacit. It is in his head. I'll give you an example of tacit. After World War II, there's some Brigadier Desmond Young from UK who went to write the biography of Erwin Rommel, one of the great generals of the German army, who was compelled to commit suicide by Hitler. He went around and they found nothing. Nobody could say why Rommel was successful. But they would say if Rommel was leading, we knew we would win. And the word which came again was finger spits. He had magic in the fingers. So that's what Aseem. They ask you to do it, he'll get the street clean day in, day out for 365 days. Ask him how he did it. It's in his mind. That's what you took out the techniques and assembled them and made them for use for all municipalities. So the word was finger spits. This is the tacit technique. It's very difficult for us to describe. You ask us to control a mob, we control it. You ask us how we did it, it's very difficult to tell you. But we just controlled it. Possibly when we mess it up, we can tell you much more better how we messed it up. So they are simple, doable, and are used by all. Now the second role is digitalization. Now what does digitalization do? Digitalization basically, it explicates what is hidden. The relationship between two humans, which is invisible, the relationship between the human being and the built environment, buildings, roads, and the relationship with the natural environment. When I give the examples, this will come. Now look at clean air. Suppose you place sensors. Now clean air, the standard method of clean air is what? You have a source apportionment study. They will say so much because of cars, so much because of industries, so much because of dust. I was chairman pollution control board, and we have had these apportionment studies for 10 years, 15 years. What I found in pollution control board, even when you found apportionment was because of traffic, you made concrete, everything, still the air pollution would not come down. So what is the alternate way? The alternate way is, like Bengal had done some time ago, suppose you pick up a city like Mumbai. Suppose there are 400 wards, maybe. Put sensors in all those. Cheap sensors come now 4,000 rupees. You have air, water, and maybe heat sensors and maybe humidity. You get real-time information. Now the moment in that ward the pollution crosses for, say, example, 100, the team which goes there and tries to find out where it has come from, find the origin, go there. There are 2-3 ways of what you can do. In this country, Pollution Control Board has the power to levy environmental compensation. Not one Pollution Control Board is levied. Only the NGT and Supreme Court has levied. So you go there, close that thing, levy environmental compensation, use that to reduce the pollution. You could say this will only cover local, fine. Ultimately, let us cover local 1/3 to 40%. Then you'll get to know where it's coming from outside also. So what did this do? It explicated this invisible connection between the air and the human being. This is digitalization. Then this is when we made the smart cities, a diagram I used to present to all the commissioners in 2015. Again, 4 layers. I used to explain it to them. There's a hot object, you touch it. This is the sensor. Then there's a transmission which goes to your head. The head combines everything and then gives an order to remove the hand. What is happening in Smart City Center? This is happening here. It's not being combining and you're not getting the order. So it's like you touch something hot, you have touched something hot, but you have to remove your finger. But the order is not going to remove the finger. So you're getting burnt. So suboptimal use of the entire system. So this is what we used to give the example. The 4 layers are very standard. The front end, the communication layer, the processing layer, come back, and then the response. Now, this is one technique. It's called off-site real-time system. Now, what do we do? Simply, So, there are 2 parts to this. The first is, suppose let's take up street sweeping and garbage collection, which we did for Kashi. I was in charge for Banaras for 1.5 years in 2018-19. So what did we do? There's a sweeper has to sweep a certain area every day, 100 square meters, 200 squares, is a norm. So we divide the entire city into that. I mean, everybody does it, it's not that new, but I'm just putting everything together here. So you say this is what they have to sweep, and after lunch they're supposed to do gang work, which means lot of stuff has accumulated, grass, etc., and you remove it. So you make a model, a map the entire sweepers, and this is the pinpoint program. What does the pinpoint? It's a daily visit program of the sweeper and the supervising officers. Which street, what time, and what will they do? These 3 things are combined. Once you make the pinpoint program, then we have something. This is what it is. So you select a local. The area is could be a mohalla or a ward, and then you map it. You fix up this name of the person with the street name, with the time and the activity. Same thing you can do for building inspectors. A little detour on this. In town planning, Aseem, in my 40 years, and even I was dealing with CBI cases, you can never catch a town planning person on paper. On paper, no building violates. No building. On record, architect or permission given, no. All the things start after that. So if you're trying to get everything right on paper, even if you don't get right, you leave it to the citizens, you build according to rules. On paper, they will build according to rules. And all our energy we spend on getting the paper right. Paper will always be right. No municipal commissioner or building inspector will ever sign a paper which shows a setback which is less than what's prescribed, or a height which is more, or a stilt which is different. No way. So we'll come to that. So you do this pinpoint program for all the people, whether it's sanitation, whether it's town planning, whether it's mosquito control, everything. Once you do it, they have to go there and do the work. Now, when they have to go and do the work, this is a very simple chart which we digitalize and use it, which is the road stretch, staff, date, week, time, morning, afternoon. It's standard. All municipal commissioners do it. I'm just putting everything together. Post-lunch, they do gang work. Then we come to the OSRT. Now, this is how this was done for Kashi in 2017-18 for Banaras. Again, as I'm telling you, we put what is the off-site real time. Now, there are two ways. If you have a camera on every street, fine. If you don't have, then what do? You have apps, you take photographs. And what are the photographs? The photographs are 2 or 3. One is street before sweeping, after sweeping, the bin cleaning, before and after. So this is what OSRT. So technique is, one is the P3 technique, second is the OSRT technique. And this is how it comes out. Now you have a person who has to go and sweep. We typically take attendance and then we mark attendance, we add attendance. Now you just have photo matching and it's done. Earlier, people used to see at the back end and mark attendance. Now, here's where AI comes in. AI can do it automatically. AI can also see if the street was swept before and what was it after it is swept later on. So you have same way you have a town planning, park, entomology, mosquito control. So this is applied. We have street cameras. This is what I told you. Mobile phones can be used or street cameras can be used. AI at the back end helps a lot. It sort of replaces the mechanical work of the human being. This is how attendance is taken, all the names come out. This is how bin before, after cleaning. Then smart city centers are completely ready to do this. They have all the hardware, they have all the connectivity. You can immediately use AI. In fact, in 2015, we had recommended that you start using AI. So that is the missing gap. If you can do it for all the city centers, it happens automatically. Attendance happens automatically. Street sweeping happens. In Banaras, when we did household lifting, we started giving SMS to the householder saying that we lifted the garbage from your house. Yes or no? If it is yes, they'll not reply. If it is no, they'll reply. Automatically, you get to know at the back end AI, which so many people said, Ned, this person has lied or not done or whatever. So you just go and see again what's happening. Second is decision making. No, decision making, I'll tell you, this is two things. In Secretariat, there are 4 levels minimum to 8 levels, depending on state and all city. Now, between the first level and the last level, at least 60% levels don't write anything, just sign. So what can AI do? Give a right prompt. You get all the letters which you get from outside, which you create the initial note. In 1952, Paul Appleby was called by Government of India to look at administrative systems. He said at that time, the greatest power is the power of the person who writes the first note. 80-90% that is carried through. Because it's so difficult to counter that note, read it, counter it every day. It's so difficult for us to do it, even if we don't agree. So what do? Have a flat system. AI helps you generate the first note. Number 1. Number 2, it gives you all the options, because ultimately decision making is, you have all the options, and after you have the options, then the political agendas, people's considerations, what does your boss want in this case, all this comes out. So it helps you the first step to put up the first note and to generate options, which no human being can give you those options, which it can sort of recover from the entire world. So it really helps you in file writing. As a secretary, you just get the first note prepared, all the options are there, you pick up one option, use your judgment, elusive political judgment and write that. Chief Minister of Telangana was other day telling me, earlier officers used to write options. Now nobody gives me options. They just come with one note and give it to me. So I don't know what to, so I have to naturally go to people and ask what are the options. So once again, this is how it has to be done. If you just impose AI on procedures which are suboptimal, you're going to get unintended consequences. You don't know what's going to happen. Then other places, we use these techniques for mosquito control, Swiss cheese model, SLIP, all these techniques which all the municipal commissioners use. We just put them together. Then what does it do? It integrates. Like I told you, human body, there's sensory, there's a transmission, there's an organization, there's a decision making, and then response, real-time monitoring. This is very important real-time monitoring. And real-time monitoring, you can also bring what's called horizontal accountability. What happens to the sweeper? There's a Mestri, the sanitary inspector, sanitary supervisor, assistant medical officer of health, health officer, then others. Now suppose whatever these images and this information comes, you feed it locally into the set of people. And make the people monitor and supervise those services by disseminating this in real time to people. Today that street was swept, this mosquito density. Now mosquito density can be measured in each locality. If mosquito density is more, you go backward and see where is it coming from. Larva. Larva has 1 week life in the water and 3 weeks mosquito has in the air. The best place to kill it is the water. Locate the water and kill it. So see how the accountability to vertically going up the health system in a public health system goes to the people. How this, again, digitalization, invisible thing going to you. And if you want to give processed information to people, you can use AI to give them processed information also. So they will monitor the activities which matter to them. This loop I'll not talk today. Then it provides better options and naturally faster decision. Once we have we have all the options, a comprehensive list of options, and then we use our judgment to decide which is the best course of action. That really makes for faster decision making. Because it reduces uncertainty. I think that's all. This loop is a very interesting thing. This is a startup, a social entrepreneur, and I got associated with him 20 days ago in Hyderabad. What that person has got is a platform. And he has, what they have done, they have a QR code. You scan it, and suppose you have e-waste. All of us are e-waste. I keep on collecting. One day I will go to IKEA and put it there. So you scan it, and you'll get a list of people who are there for e-waste. So there's a nearest store where you can go and deposit it, or even there are people who come and pick it up from your house. So it's a platform which sort of marries the people who have e-waste with the people who are processing it. So they've done for 16 types of waste. So it is like a competition to the existing system of public health, where the citizen is in direct interface, because you don't even know where to put your e-waste, where to put your small button batteries. See, car batteries are well taken off, but button batteries, cell batteries, just keep on lying. Or even small needles which you use sometimes, biomedical waste is very well managed for big hospitals. But for a house, there's some biomedical waste. So all this stuff. This is so much cardboard we get because of Amazon, plastic, glass. So think that is, you can do that. Circular economy, this is what this person is doing. And this person was a logistics engineer for 25 years throughout the world. And he says this is reverse logistics. So he's using his logistic tech skills to make what is called reverse logistics. Chalo, thank you.
Thank you, Samir sir. Always pleasure listening to you. Thanks a lot for bringing all the local examples and how AI and smartness can be used by the city governments on that. I know I was told by the organizers that we have almost time is finished for this session. But is there any one or two? 3 hands raised, 1 or 2, I said that 3 or 4 now. Can we have 2 questions? Okay. Maybe we'll collect the questions and then we will ask the speakers to respond quickly. Yes. Is there mic somebody to him or is it okay?
You could hear it, right?
Okay, so you want to know about the privacy part in AI? Yeah. So it's a very good question. Let me just give you a figure of the entire compute which is being used today in the, say with all major hyperscalers. I'm talking of the AI compute. Almost 40% only is being used for inference. Where is the 60% going? It's going for training. So AI needs your data to train. That is a fundamental thing. So you will end up giving your data for training. However, let us see organizations like government, or even I'll give example of my own organization. We have almost 200,000 people globally, 30,000 people in India. Data is very, very important because we also audit clients. We also advise large number of companies who would, take us to the maximum possible course of litigation if we lose a single bit of their data. So there are ways and means to ensure privacy. See, first of all, let's deal with privacy. Privacy of data has to be done under the DPDP Act. You have to ensure that only anonymized data is shared. That's number one. But if you don't want to share anything at all, how companies like us or even government at places are doing, they are using LLMs in a box. So the people are using local models. Local models can be trained on a limited set of data. There, obviously, because of the local compute limitation, there will be a challenge in terms of processing it. But limited amount of processing can be done. I'll very quickly give you an example. For example, we have a forensics practice where we advise clients on the kind of evidence you get and how that evidence can be taken to court under which acts. So what the practice is use a local model, but the local model is asked to restrict only to the set of documents, guidelines we have. So we have restricted the AI from wandering across the world and processing only what we want. Yeah, I hope to some extent I'm able to give you the answer. It's a very vast and developing field.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So my question is to Dr. Sharma. And I'm asking something which may go, because I think you spoke about the potentials of AI and digitalization and towards smartness. Okay. My problem, really problem, is basically that I think our systems are geared basically to unplan, to keep certain kinds of data out, to not make decisions in the most, I would say, rational manner, but where there are politico-economic interests at perhaps every scale and every level. And in some ways, even people who are vulnerable and poor, they also learn to be smart with that kind of
If you can give, what is your question?
So the question is clearly, in that kind of a setup, what is smart?
Samir sir?
Okay. See, again, from what you have said, first, this is what I've shown you has been done, except the AI part. Everything has been done. All these techniques have been done. What has been done, we've used. So it is something which have done the AI part. See, smart, I'll tell you, when we were doing the smart cities, there are some 92 definitions of smart, right? And there's the Brazilian IT-led smartness, New York smartness, then smart cities. So what we said, knowing the diversity of India and the way India is structured, each city has to decide on what is smartness for them. And they decided. The 100 cities decide what is smart for them.
Okay, with that, I think a big round of applause. Sorry, we have very short time, but they are all available to you during a coffee tea break. You can have, if you have any questions, please ask them. Again, thank you all of you, sir, for wonderful presentation and information. And also, I don't know whether Mr. Dmitry is still online. Thanks to him also. Thank you. Thanks a lot for this thing.
Can we have louder claps once again for our panelists as well as our moderator? And apologies to those who could not ask their questions. We can take them offline when we have a break or once the event gets done. Hence, to proceed with felicitations, may I please invite on the stage Mr. Sanjay Ubale, Governing Board Member at Mumbai First, to kindly come up on the stage and felicitate our guests with a memento. Claps for Sir as he comes up on the stage to felicitate our speakers.
I have two people here who are very well known to me. Aseem was my probationer when I started, when I was collector of Satara. Now he's, Sangli, and he's now the additional chief secretary. And Samir is my batchmate. He was also chief secretary of Andhra Pradesh. So I'm going to take this as an opportunity to ask both of them one very brief question. Is there fundamentally a conflict of interest between government and AI? Government doesn't want public to know anything about what their rights are, and government even doesn't even want the government to work very efficiently for them because there are obvious incentives in government not being efficient, right? So I'm saying, is there a fundamental disincentive for the government to adopt AI? And if so, how exactly you are overcoming that in making things happen for the citizens? Thereafter, I'll felicitate.
There is no fundamental friction between the two. Of course, governance is how a particular person takes it to be. So there may be some people belonging to government may feel that this is letting away some kind of our decision-making authority and all. But governance in itself. So governance in itself is always benign, right? Always. But it's not that all our interactions comes out to be benign. So I'll say governance itself there is no conflict. However, it might just happen, and not only in government, it might happen even in private organizations or something where some people might feel that this is actually kind of diluting one's subjective authority. But so generally in governance itself, frankly, as I said in the beginning, this is going to hugely positively impact our citizens, and there's going to be like the farmers and all. Only after 5, 6 years, 7 years, where all the goodies have been exploited, then you might feel that this is overstepping now. But there's no conflict for the governance itself. But some people might have wrong ideas about governance, and they just might be more self-centric. So they might take it wrongly. Otherwise, government should welcome it. Sir, absolutely.
See, the advantage of IT, Sanjay, is by the time they get to know it's already there. So even AI also, it will affect government in the sense, even secretariat, you may not require 6, 7 levels. You may just require one person to keep all the papers and make it digital and then use AI. He'll use the AI, get his options, write his note and take approval. So, that way it will affect a lot of people and it will take away a lot of the processing things. But the high judgment powers which senior people will all be. The other thing, it is coming so surreptitiously, not many people know what will happen. So it may enter.
Yeah. So it's not going to take away government power and authority, right? So, which is good.
Yes, we will now proceed with the felicitations for our speakers. Yes, anything?
I must tell you that with people like Aseem, who are careful about ensuring the citizens get their dues and citizens become the center of their own destinies, I think people like you should be able to take it forward. He's also an engineer from IITs. We have a lot of hopes from people like you.
We will take a group picture with the entire team before we let you go off the stage. One group picture before we let our speakers go off the stage. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for that lovely conversation. Well, on that note, while we get our stage ready for the most awaited valedictory ceremony, we request you all to kindly remain seated in your places. We will begin our session in just a few minutes from now. We request you all to kindly remain in your places while we get our stage ready. Thank you.